Have you been wondering what's inside the new D&D Essentials Kit?
Well, look no further, cuz we've got it.
Welcome to the Home Brew Crew. I'm Tony, this is Sean, and today we are going over the new D&D Essentials Kit.
Yes, and it's funny, we went on our own quest to actually find this. There's a bit of a problem. We went to a Target, and they didn't have it, sort of. We went to another one, and then they almost didn't sell it to us.
They told us that it was on the shelf, and then we went to a place, and they told us, oh no, we can't sell this till September 3rd, and...
There was a bit of a debacle, but thankfully they were very nice. They actually did let us pick one up. It was like the only one they had from what I can tell, actually, so I'm really glad that they let us purchase one. So we're really excited. We actually were wanting to do this for quite some time. We've been very busy with some of the other stuff we're working on, but now we actually get to kind of dig into this, and there's a lot of great stuff that you're going to find inside of this Essentials Kit. Now
the question is, how is this any different than the D&D starter set? And it is different. There are some things that are there with it,
and arguably it's definitely an improvement. They made a lot of really good changes compared to like the first starters kit that came with like Fandelver Adventure and all that other stuff. It's a lot better.
Right. Now, the first thing you get is 11 dice total. Which is kind of an odd number. Because you look at it and you go, it's not the 7 dice and whatever, but you do get 2 D20s, you get 4 D6s, and then the rest of your dice set. So you get one for you, one for the player, and a bunch of some extra D6s.
And if you're asking why is it 2 D20s, you'll find out later on as we continue. But these are actually really nice. They actually remind me of like kind of casino dice with the red and white. So
very very classy, very classy.
And then the next thing you get, so you get a little box here. And inside the box that once you actually finish punching out all the cards, you actually get a bunch of cards that have a lot of different things. There's initiative tracking cards. You'll find some cards with certain status ailments that you can suffer in the game, magic items that you can find in the adventure that comes with the book. And then one of the other cool things that you do get is actually these little portrait cards, and those have some of the companions or sidekicks that you're going to find in the adventure, and something that they go over in the rule book as well.
Right, and we will get to those because we did some great videos on sidekicks early on.
When it was like the early Unearthed Arcana release. Yeah.
Right. Now, this is a perfect thing for anyone new to D&D because it also gives you, you get your DM screen that comes in, and which is not, it's not the best
it's
DM
not,
screen.
I'll admit, I was very excited when I first saw the box. It's a little underwhelming, but honestly, it really gets the job done because it actually comes with the same information that you would find in a reincarnated DM screen. And if you're just starting out, this is actually really good. It comes with so much useful information. You have all like the conditions, weight, sizes of things, AC for materials, and not to mention the artwork's pretty nice too. So that's a nice kicker. So.
Absolutely, and it's a great one. And speaking of artwork, you do get a map of Fandelver and the Sword Coast.
Yeah, I'm not going to go over the whole thing. Well, I might as well. So you actually do get the region here, and then the other side you get a map of Fandelver. For those who've been playing D&D for a while, it's probably pretty familiar stuff, I would hope. So.
Yeah, it's not too bad with it. And now, you do get this nifty Essentials rulebook, which I think is really an awesome thing. This gives you the basics of D&D and how to play it. It gives you stuff for your players as well as your DM. It's essentially that players' errata that they passed out a while ago. And now this has a little bit more, and it's a lot easier to find things in.
Absolutely, like especially compared to the first starters kit, they kind of reorganized how they ordered the information in here. Honestly, even as like a seasoned players, you'll notice that you'll find information that you might still have questions on, and you'll find it really quick. Yeah, so in fact, really nice.
On the back of it, let's say you have this at the table for your reference or what have you. On the back of it, you've got all of your conditions and things listed, so it's kind of like. We've been at that table where you're going, what does it do for prone or restrained?
Yeah, those little rules that you always kind of forget, because it's just like, something really simple. It's really much easier to find the information here. And also, I will say the material that they use is actually really nice here. This time around, that's really nice.
And then, of course, you get the Adventure Dragon of Icespire Peak, which goes off of the same storyline things as the original Fandelver campaign, The Lost Mines of Fandelver.
Yes.
You get the Phandalin map and you get everything else with it. But this is great because this takes you straight on through. It starts you from first level and you work your way through it. It is a great, great resource with it. A lot of fun. And you do also get it on D&D Beyond.
Yeah, and that was something that was kind of major, and it's kind of like a bit of a topic for the community about buying things in D&D Beyond versus buying physical. This is kind of a big thing where you buy a physical product and you get to also enjoy a digital product on D&D Beyond for free.
Right. Absolutely. You look through and it's just kind of like we've had that issue in the past where you go, okay, I really like D&D Beyond, but I don't want to purchase my books twice. I bought them all before.
Yeah.
And now this one is the first collaborated one where you buy it and you can also get it from D&D Beyond. It's kind of like a one-on-one.
So you get the adventure. The adventure is also going to get updated over time, and they do give you a discount on the player's handbook in case, again, if you're just starting out and you decide to start with the Essentials Kit, it's a nice leeway into actually getting into the meat and bones of the actual game. So,
and if you say at the end of the video, we're going to be giving away our 50% off code.
Yeah, exactly.
So what we'll do is we'll put that code, tell you what, comment in the description why you like the Home Brew Crew or why you like D&D, and we will run it next week. We'll do 1 week on it, and we'll give you that 50% off code. Yeah. One person will win that.
Absolutely. And then, of course, you get some blank character sheets as per usual.
Yep.
It's kind of the standard. But we wanted to really talk about something that we had previously covered on the channel, and they reintroduce this and solidify it in the Essentials rulebook that you get with this kit. It goes back into the sidekick mechanic, which is important because it also introduces one-on-one D&D.
Right. Now, we actually had an email to us a couple days ago with it where this nice lady that we met in one of our events that we held out there asked about her son's birthday, and she wants to run a one-on-one D&D campaign for him. That's what he wants, which is really, really awesome.
Yeah.
And we're excited with that and what have you. I hope I'm not giving too much away. But this kit shows you exactly how to do that, because instead of having a full group of party members with it, you get NPC sidekicks that you can add to that adventure if you're running a one-person game.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, you do get a couple cards that have these nice little portraits of the characters and a stat block. So if you go back into the rulebook, near the end of it, it actually does go into how these sidekicks actually work. Now, we did get the Unearthed Arcana version when we first went over a couple months ago, but essentially there hasn't been huge changes, I wouldn't say.
No, but it seems like they simplified it quite a bit with
Definitely.
Because all you're getting is 3 basic stat blocks with it, the Spellcaster, the Expert, and the Warrior with it. And you're not looking at all these confusing things that they had before where you have to look at their level or what have you. Basically, with it, you're going to make your sidekicks the same level as your player. Yeah. That's basically how it goes.
And there's such an easy way to progress them as your character levels up. Essentially, they just get a couple more hit points. And it does list certain improvements that they get, like new features or ability score improvements and things like that.
Right. And the reason why this is, I like this because they did simplify this a lot. If you take a look at the way it goes with it, like 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th level, they go up to 6th level. They don't go really any higher than that with it. But you're looking at, okay, so the Expert is kind of like your Rogue. They're going to get things like Cunning Action, Expertise, Ability Score improvements, and Proficiency bonus with it. Yeah. And that's it. They just have those increases, and they have their stat block. It's a great way of introducing them of how to run an NPC as well.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's really good because we run into this question too, where you have a friend and you want to try D&D, but it's just the two of you, and there's always these questions about how do I actually run it and how do I not obliterate this one hero trying to get through the adventure.
Right, and as a new dungeon master with it, if you're running an NPC with the party, you feel like you're playing the adventure too, instead of just being that guy who's behind the screen, which is really, really awesome. I think this is a well put together kit. I would recommend this for anyone who is new starting off with D&D, but also just because of some of these magic item cards and stuff.
I'm a big fan of the condition cards as well.
Me too. Giving a player this card makes
exactly. It's right in their face. And it's really good because even if you're running a homebrew campaign, some of the resources that you get in here are actually very, very useful. There's a lot of rules or little caveats of the game that you kind of forget as you're playing, and having these little tools available, like the cards and even the stuff on the DM screen, it's very helpful when you're trying to run any kind of adventure.
Absolutely. There's even a card in there for how the
combat works. Yeah.
So, this is a great thing to pick up. You can definitely pick it up in Target if you're willing to fight for it. And if you're not, it'll be everywhere on September 3rd. You'll be able to buy it at most game stores. I know there's a lot of game stores out there going, I really want this thing. It will get more people interested in D&D, and I think you guys are better off grabbing this thing as soon.
Definitely. I will say thank you so much for everyone who's subscribed and viewing our channel. In case you don't know, we do stream every other Tuesday night, 7 p.m. Central Time on the Maw. So that's where we get to play test certain characters and races and things like that people send in that are homebrewed. Right. And it's going to be very important for our upcoming book as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a book coming out called Vogel's Guidebook to the Maw, in which we are taking, 5 classes and 5 races. It's going to be completely awesome. I can't wait for us to get that done. It is in play testing right now. And I'll tell you, we're learning a lot with play testing.
We certainly are. And if you want some inside details on the play testing, I want to also quickly thank our Patreons for supporting us this far. If you do decide to support us on the Patreon, at a certain level, you do get behind-the-scenes stuff at the playtest stuff. Some of the possibly voice clips of us actually kind of going through it. There's some interesting stuff that happens on a Saturday night when you're trying to configure a class. So if you want to get in on that, you can go ahead and follow the link down below as well.
And remember, all you have to do at the end of this video is comment on why you either like the Home Brew Crew or D&D in general, and you'll be entered to win that 50% off code for the players. But remember, the best campaigns are always the ones that are homebrewed, sometimes with a little backup help. Until next time,
keep brewing.